us, they need us, they need us. We are the children.
Hello, welcome to Film Talk, filmmaking insights as usual from Film Lab Nigeria, a member of M Group, powered by We Entertainment Limited. Check us out at www.filmlab.ng. I cannot finish the history of this man that I want to talk about because he calls himself Nollywood's one-man cinematography army. He's the general manager / CEO of Serums Media Production Limited, formerly Nantunes Studios, Lagos from 2000 till date. I knew him way back in the mid-90s, but in 2020, Prince Ehiz has been able to pack a handful of roles as executive producer, content producer, programs to tech director, post-production supervisor, cinematographer, assistant director, video editor, compositor, animator, teacher or trainer, presenter who also preaches. He's also an actor and he does emceeing work. Welcome to Film Talk, Prince Ehiz. People might be confused about the pronunciation of your name. So give it to us straight, please.
I hear that a lot. Hello, Akpan. My name is pronounced Ehizode Giselle. Do not be deceived by all the letters you see in there. Most of the letters, they are silent. Thank you, sir.
You call yourself a one-man sign army in Nollywood. So we're going to be talking about cinematography, how it has impacted your life, and how you've also used cinematography to impact other people's life. Basically, we're going to be talking about your beginnings as a post-production trainer at Love World TV, Lagos. That was in 2010. Then you also trained at the director's class at the International Film Broadcast Academy, Lagos, from 2000 till date. Please, basically, what do you do? What have you done before and are doing now?
Let's roll back time a bit. Before I became a trainer at IFA, Lagos, I actually studied there. I was a student. I studied television production, film production, and broadcasting. And my mentor, teacher, is Victor Okai. Before I met him, I understood the idea of filmmaking from the story point of view. I've been a stage actor for more than 10 years. When Nollywood was just starting off, I joined IFA. And working with Victor Okai, he trained me in technique of how to use camera, understanding art and the science of visual storytelling, which we dub today as photography. So after I finished my course, I came back in a sense, to give back. I was asked to come over to Love World to train most of their staff in post-production, particularly in cinematography and animation. Surprisingly, most of the people I have trained already seem to have a keen idea of visual storytelling. What they just need someone to point them in the direction of how to do it with perfection, with excellence, with integrity, without cutting corners. One of the best things about Nollywood as an industry is that we've been able to take very simple and not too complex equipment and produce some very, very excellent pictures with them.
Okay, so in a nutshell, what would you tell me who is not a cinematographer? What is cinematography?
Cinematography is the art of visual storytelling. The use of the video camera or the cinema camera, the lights, to tell a story that will pass an emotional and maybe even inspirational and entertaining message to the audience. Okay. It's about capturing that moment in time with such perfection that the audience is moved emotionally. That's cinematography.
Thank you so much. My next question would be, you've been nominated for so many awards as an actor-director of a film called Smoke and Mirrors in 2008. That was a feature film. You're nominated for achievement in visual effects at the African Movie and Awards as winner of Best International Film Award at the InShot, among so many others in 2010, 2015, 2016. And tell us how cinematography, being who you are, and how did your know-how help you win these awards?
See, sometimes we go out there capturing the moments, capturing the shot, in the hope that we can entertain the audience. Now, more often than not, we pass these films and TV shows and short films through the International Film Festival. So to get an official selection in the film festival, very, very humbling. To be nominated Even more humble, let alone when you hear that you've won the award in whatever category. You see, it's really, really touching because from our point of view, I don't
Okay,
know.
if you can't put a finger on it, let's put it this way.
We're doing our best.
Let's put it this way.
Going out there,
Okay, let's put it this way.
excellent.
How does your combination as an actor, as a cinematographer, as an editor, help you win, as a director, help you win this award for Smoke and Mirrors? And by the way, what is Smoke and Mirrors all about? So that we can now understand why you even won the award.
Okay, okay, for Smoke and Mirrors, we didn't win. We got a nomination.
Oh, it was nominated, okay.
Yeah, it was nominated for achievement in visual effects at the AMA that year. And I think it was selected for Best Picture as well at AIFF. Smoke and Mirrors, a full 3D environment film. The entire environment was CGI imagery. Actors were real. So like an animated film, both the actors and the background were an animated environment, starring Olu Jacobs, Lee Makola, Kevin and humble self. And that was a very brilliant work. It was very years ahead of its time. Being a CGI movie, it was very different from anything we had seen before. It was not like you're going out in the forest wearing sackcloths and everything. What we use, if I thought we use anything, is rotoscopy. Matching streams, one after the other, frame by frame. Like I said, it took 40 months to make. It was no joke.
If you're still watching, I'm talking to a filmmaker, actor, and educator, Prince Ehiz. I don't like pronouncing his other names because I'll mangle my...
He's OG.
Did it also mean that cinematography impacted in your selection at the Abuja International Film Festival? Tell us about that one in 2009.
At the Abuja International Film Festival, which one now?
2009.
That was still Smoke and Mirrors.
Okay, that was still Smoke and Mirrors. Okay.
Yeah. I think the one we do, I think that was the nomination. But we won in 2013 for Jammed Hustle, and I was cinematographer of that film. Oddly enough, also the lead actor of the film. It was shot in Nigeria and London.
Okay.
When I made that film, my colleagues were teasing me that I was a selfie filmmaker because I was recording the actors, my actors scenes. I'll turn the camera to myself and record my own scenes. And then from there went to the post. And yeah, we actually won a best experimental film.
Anyone would be curious to know how cinematography also helped you win at the Students Film Festival in Potsdam, Germany in 2008. Was it all about? Was it about the visual images too that impacted your?
I think that particular award and that particular film is actually a celebration in cinematography. I agree with that. That was my student film, graduating film from National Film and Broadcast Academy here in Lagos. We sent it to Leisure State National Film Festival, Potsdam, Germany, which is the largest student film festival in Europe. It was something that was really humbling and exciting for the entire thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What we had there was a short film. It's still entitled Chill Pill. And Chill Pill was a silent film, no words whatsoever. So the entire film captured just in pictures. The actor did not say a single word.
Really?
So I think that film, more than anything else I have done, maybe the music videos I have done, that film was definitely a celebration of cinematography at its best of what we have been able to accomplish.
Okay, so let me ask you, you just used the word celebration of cinematography. Can you tell us about your visual composition? How do you go about imaging, whatever thoughts you have, whatever ideas you have, to the extent that you purposely refuse to use verbal language, instead you use visual language throughout?
The story of Chill Pill was about a young man who has seen life, kind of thing that most of us are going to take now worldwide. Things are very hard. It's very hard to get it up. So how do you tell this story without using words? We have two options. One, have someone stand and sort of cite a poem explaining to the world what he's going through. Or we just show it rather than telling. So what we're able to do with the production designer to put together a set that when you see it, you understand what this guy is going through, where he's sleeping, the kind of clothes he's wearing, the phone he's using, if the food in his fridge, these things seem to tell a story of a guy struggling. Then we have something that we call mise en scène. As a filmmaker, this is where you put something in the scene. The French word means mise en scène. It means put something in the scene. Apart from all the things that were showing around poverty and hardship, we also had a corner of the room where we had make money, richest man in Babylon, one thing, but one would pass the camera around it. So the audience, by themselves, they begin to deduce, and they can tell what's going on all by themselves. They don't need any subtitle, they don't need any word. They can see it, they can tell at an international level. You don't have to understand. You don't have to understand English or German or Deutsch, or French, and we know that the picture is worth 10,000 words. So I think that's what I mean by celebration of visual storytelling.
I'm sorry for the bad audio that has been, happening. When you say chill pill, what emotions were you trying to convey with the images you used?
There's a phrase in English language, take a chill pill.
Okay.
All right. There are times when we are so stressed out by life and everything is just hurting, When we make decisions in the environments, in that state of mind, you just might make a grave mistake.
Okay.
So take a chill pill, just calm down. Calm down, mommy, just calm down, mommy. So once you calm down, the decisions you take will be more calculated and a bit more logical.
Okay, and I can now get the gist. Chill pill. Now,
Yeah.
from when you started out with Mr. Victor Ohai, and now,
Yes.
what difference can you see in the development of cinematography in Nigeria?
Okay, first of all, Victor Okai and I were not together. We still collaborate on different projects together.
Okay.
Just look at television today. Look at our music. Look at our TV ads. Look at what's going on all the different stations. Look at the online medias, Facebook, YouTube, and you'll be surprised and proud to be a Nigerian, either as audience or filmmaker. Beauty of the products we're bringing up, just using this simple camera. Okay? A lot of big and expensive cameras come to the industry now, but don't forget, back then, very cheap, small, close to toy camera, and we made very, very beautiful pictures with them. I mean, see where we are today, and film festivals all over the world. See where we are today. We're on literally every single major streaming network, people streaming online network, every single one. We're on it. We're in cinemas worldwide. There was a time when the gist was films were not that technically sound, can't be in cinemas. But look at it. Look at the pictures are, as somebody said, they're sweet, they're creamed. We've come a long way from way back then.
Yeah, we've come a long way, but then there's this issue about Nollywood movies getting filled with talking heads instead of visual interpretation, imagery, playing a major part. You hear in Nollywood movies people saying one line 10 times, whereas visuals would have conveyed the same meaning. What is your comment?
Every filmmaker is not the same.
Okay.
All fingers are not equal. Everybody has their own style. You will be surprised that the critics that complain about not your audience love our films. Actually, let's discuss this for a second. Audience not love Nollywood films. Nollywood would have crashed by now.
I know.
But don't crash it.
Maybe I'm
talking head.
I'm talking like a cinematographer.
No, but the cinematographer's job
Okay.
to interpret the director's vision. Don't forget that what we have is generic to us. So I think we love listening to people talk.
Yeah.
Our elder, our friends, guy who is gisting us. Of course, you say put it on into your program to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? It's talking here. It's really doing you're talking. We learn from these things that are being said. The pastors, the imam, anyone, people selling drugs on the bus, skit, the comedians. We love to listen to words. Africans are good with words.
Okay.
We have beautiful sayings. I'm not saying that the visual part of it is not there. Because yes, like I said, in cinematography now, we really stepped up where we were before. but the words, now you understand, the words speak. Have you seen our memes online? I convey these words as well. You understand? So I understand some critics might complain about talking heads, but even then they're comparing us with someone, and it's not very good to compare. Don't compare. Accept each person in its uniqueness.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, let's go
What
on to
you
the
have is
next.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sir.
Let's watch Jan Hustle, Jimmy Bendel 1 and 2, where you act, you produce, and you directed. Oh boy, you are packed up with skills. So let's watch you.
I got it. Amen.
You okay, Visa?
Yes.
My name is Bendel, Jimmy Bendel. I am from
Africa.
Okay. What can you do for me?
Jam. I took it 5 times.
This is London. You don't need all those degrees to do anything, okay? Because the thing you're going to be doing, you don't need no CV, you don't need no tie.
Watch him. He's insane.
You know I don't like that girl. There is something about that girl that I don't just like. Protect and shield my son from any evil. I don't think Sophia suffered like this when he came to London.
I'll be African boy in a Jan hustle here. I got thousands of things.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I said it wonderful 3 times. Actor, director.
Thank you, sir.
producer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, 3 times.
Well done, sir. So, can you? I've read about Jimmy Bendel and Jan Hustle online in your profile. Give us some insight into it before we go to know how the audience inspired your adaptation of the Jimmy Bendel show, or Jimmy Bendel into a TV series. Give us some little insight so that we now understand why your audience inspired or motivated you to go convert it to a TV series.
Okay. Jan Hustle itself comes from most of my personal experience, as well as experience from other people. It was like a culture shock because it is for us in Nigeria. We want to go abroad, pastors abroad and everything, and get just by what you see there happens to you, because they're not be small. But people on this side of the country that's constantly asking you for money, I beg, send me $, but they don't really know what you're going through there. So the guy there, he too is farming, doesn't want to help, suffering. The second movie, titled Jimmy Bendel, the trailer there, I just got back, got back from. You begin to buy for everybody here. The cheap shoes and cheap shirt you bought from abroad. This is our typical behavior as that. This resonated well. So when we were about to make the third, we got talking with different and all that, and they said they really like stuff, but it's small. The movie is break it out into a series. Flatmates, Jennifer's Diary. Make it bigger so that the audience has. So I discussed with my partners for 20 years. She's also my wife. So we discussed together some writers, funded it. So it's in Bendel part 3, part 3, part 4, part 5, all that into the series titled Bendel. And I'm humbled how to say just last week got our 4th festival selection for the show.
That was it. Okay. And I don't want you to give us a lecture because there's so many things you might be talking about here. We're not in a lecture. But I'm going to ask you to very briefly tell us what obvious skills and livelihood prospects any aspiring trainee would encounter given your combination of experiences as a video editor, compositor, animator, as a trainer, operating Serons Media Production Limited, formerly Nantun Studio. I mean, there are so many things, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Creative. What would these basic skills give a trainee who wants to be like you, who wants to be Prince Ehiz in 2021?
Okay. By the laws of Moses, there's only one
Prince Ehiz.
what think could help each trainee be a better and greater them, okay? Bigger and greater you. The first thing is enjoy what you do. Okay, I love what I do. I love putting things on TV. Secondly, have this desire to learn. The fact that I can do these many things took years. Okay, I first learned how to act, then I learned how to dance, then I learned how to direct the script. So each one sort of led to the other over all the way to animation. I worked on, the last one was audio, sound. But you see, those are personal things. So for a trainee, know how to do it, knowing to do it well, so that when you're working with a team, a member of your team is making mistake, can spot it immediately, blame if anything is wrong with any part of the film. So you can correct immediately if any members is going astray in a mistake. Still making a team effort. On set, I work with everybody. That's the best way to work, really.
Okay. I'm still talking to Prince Ehiz, animator, director, producer, cinematographer. Boy, he's a bundle of freight. Now, how have you been able to adapt all this composite trade to earn livelihood in Nigeria, where structures, funding through grants seem to be scarce? I mean, given the fact that you've been doing all this and getting awards, winning awards and getting selected or nominated, I don't need to go reading all this. There are actors like Jimmy Bendel, Ghost 101, Underground, then you had winner of Best Actress, winner of, all kinds of things. How do you adopt these composite trade skills to survive? Especially, okay, let's put it this way. Now that COVID is pandemicing everybody, how are you surviving with these skills?
Wow. In any market, if you push yourself to excellence, you always have clients. So I do to make sure my clients are happy, like their products. All right. If they invest in me, it's possible to make sure they get their money. If they work with me, I try to get good recommendations. I'm talking about the cast and animator, they win awards. Once in a while, someone calls me and says, "Hey, you're editing, the guy who did your sound. What's the name of the girl who did your costume?" Or do the very best. Okay? Listen to your audience. Give the audience what they want. A lot of times, and they say, "Oh, I want to change Hollywood." Calm down, okay? Calm down. Listen to the audience. They want the love story. They want the political. Because if you bring out something that you will lose money, and you may even lose your reputation. So always keep your ear round. You think comedy, and generally move your market towards action film. Always listen
to your audience. Okay, now the big trade secret. I saw so many big clients in your list, but I had to pick out only 3. Linda Ikeji Media, KPMG, and MCN Schwab, Westberg, among others, so many others. Now, you operated in non-film and film roles. How, even sometimes on unpaid roles, how do you do this, to attract clients, big names like this? You just said you must satisfy them, but then...
It's not easy satisfying, Sometimes you win some, you lose some.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes the client is like, "Oh, I didn't like that," or this is where I'm coming from, saying, listen to what the client, rather than giving what you think. Comes from many of these people that, And so that experience, working in paid role. So if I have an opportunity to help anyone with the script, find a way to bless someone.
I don't know. This talk cannot be exhausted because I've skipped so many things that you would have told us about cinematography. So I'm going to ask you, please, when is your next project so that I can also call you to discuss that very project before or after you finish the project? Okay.
Pre-production for the Jimmy Bendel. So we're getting ready for the Jimmy Bendel show. The concert, first one was very beautiful. But the stories were a bit very touching, very deep. and we seem to touch them. So what they are asking for, let's still discuss those same topics.
I would say when next time you'll be on the program, we will use cinematography as a basis to talk about Jimmy Bender because it has become your brand. I remember the last time we talked, some time ago we talked on phone, I asked you whether it is now a franchise. I don't know whether it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, Jimmy Bender is now a franchise. We have over 25 episodes, and so yes, we're in franchise. So I'm a tech producer. Franchise now.
Okay.
So my name is Bender, Jimmy.
Jimmy Bender. I used to think Jimmy Bender was a notorious somebody somewhere.
That was Ade Bender.
Okay, that was
That- and
Ade
that's what
Bender.
happened
Okay,
was-
sorry.
No.
I mixed it up. Well,
Happens.
for your information, I've been talking to Prince Ehiz, the one-man Nollywood cinematography army, the general manager stroke CEO of Serums Media Production Limited, formerly Nantoon Studios. In fact, I knew him. What really made me to know him was his proclivity or his propensity to produce cartoons. Yes, I remember that. That is how I knew you way back in the 90s. As you can hear from him, you can see the combination of executive director, content producer, programs to tech director, post-production supervisor, cinematographer, assistant director, video editor, compositor, animator. Next time I'm having you, please, we'll pick each of these roles to talk about them in
No problems.
Jimmy Bender. Thank you so much
No
for
problem.
coming on the program. I'm really so grateful.
Again.
All right. So like I said, next time we'll be talking about the actual production of Jimmy Bender. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that was Film Talk with Prince Ehiz. You can check out Film Lab at filmlab.ng/filmtalk. Check out our blog forum, short video contest, and a whole lot. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay tuned because I'll be coming back with Prince Ehiz.
They need us, they need us, they need us.